hijack form. Hi, Firestarter here, and this is my review of the SH Figuarts Mask Rider Yuuki from Kamen Rider Den-O Countdown movie. I don't know why I keep on doing that, but here's the box. We have a very familiar gray and black design. We have the Tamashii web logo here, now becomes Tamashii.jp nowadays. And we have here the movie logo here at the bottom. Kamen Rider Yuuki with the whip. And then we have Kamen Rider Yuuki. I almost said Kamen Rider Ryuki. And at the back of some of the poses for Mask Rider Yuuki, here I go again, Ryuki. We have the watermark of his name at the back. Japanese blurb all over because SH Figuarts has been like starting to boom back then, and the exclusives are in infancy, so we don't have a lot yet back then exclusive figures, not unlike today that we are bombarded by too much exclusives. We don't know which one to buy, and it's really difficult to collect nowadays. But one of the things that were hard to get is Yuuki. Yuuki was like priced at 12,000 yen, and then it went down 8,000, and then during my Mandarake week, I got him for 3,500 yen, which is a surprising drop since I've seen him priced at 12. Now we have like 3.5. It's I'm just lucky because that's the last one on Mandarake. But if you still want to get one of these figures, it still sells like 4,000 to the biggest is 6,000. So it's not as bad as before, like 8,000, 7,000 yen. Now, without further ado, let's open the box and let's see the contents. So we have here the accessories. Let's start with a whip. So it's like a plain whip together, but it's not painted, which I kind of complained because on the box, as you can see here, or on the show, it has a different shade of colors, like it will be gray overlapping white, but on this one it's just plain whites. But if you have the skill to paint over and make it like the correct one, you can do so if you have the skill, because I don't have the skill, I won't do it. We have the Savage Gasher. The Savage Gasher is like two Den Gashers pieced together to make a huge badass sword. So as you can see here, there are evidences that it is a two mashed Den Gashers. So that's really nice and cool. This is really badass, and it's a cross between a sword and an axe. So don't dare mess with me. And we have here the Ghost Imagine sword. Well, it looks like a sword that I reviewed before with, let me see who the hell that is. I forgot, but whoever she was in my review, it's similar to the sword I got for free. And this one looks like it has the illusion that it is really sharp, but only the tips are really pointy, and it can hurt you really. And this one is painted in really shiny silver, and the rest is in matte color. So it has the illusion that it is a die-cast metal, but in actuality it's not. We have two fists and two open hands. Yes, back then most of the figures that came out of the SHF line didn't have a holding hand, or I mean, did had a holding hand as the default hands, but during or back in the day, 2 years ago, fist hands were optional. So we have the Den-Gasher pieces here and the Den-Gasher holder. Believe me, there's no difference between the Den-Gasher holders with Gaoh and new Den-O. So with a Yuuki, it's still the same. So you need to plug those onto these holders to complete his look. And I like Gaoh, it has a sort of pieces here or tabs to let you know which part goes to which slot. And we have here the skull form for the head. It has a skull. Skull, yes, I'm the first skull. And we have the skull form arm. It's pretty much the same as the default arm on his right. It's just a replacement here. And we have the scarves for the skull form, and this one is for hijack form. There's no difference between the molds, it's just that it's painted differently. So this one is painted in gold, this one is painted in red and silver. So that's the only difference I see here. So that's all about accessories. Let's move to Yuuki. And I almost forgot to mention, he also comes with the Inception top. No, he didn't star in the movie, but in the movie Inception. But he does have a top, just like on the movie Inception. So you have time, or if you had a chance to get some sleep and you imagined yourself or thought if it is real or it is not, go to your SH Figuart and turn this around. Nonsense. Anyway, this is the figure. And let's go through the articulation points. We have the head, and it has on a nice neck joint. It has a similar engineering just like Gaoh, so you have, or you can see the gap here. And we have flipping shoulder pads, and the form for the shoulder pads is similar to Gaoh. It's just that the sort of horns are tilted down and should be on the front. So that's cool. We have double joints here, a swivel on the arm, and it has a hinge for the mechanical arm, so you can open those and then close if you want to. And it's really tight, so it can hold weapons just like the two swords I've showed you earlier. We have swivel here on top, upper torso, and the belt is not independent from the waist unlike today's SHF. We have hip joints and shiny boots. That's all I can say. The thing is that the skirt here is really hard. That's what she said. And it hinders most of the hip articulation. Although you can move that from side to side, it only comes to a point that you can only spread the legs until this. And of course the kneecaps also falls if you're not careful and taking care of your figure. Now let's form the hijack form. The head just pops out with the neck, and then let's put on the scarf here. There are tabs on the front and at the back, so you'll know how to place those. It won't click, it just rests on top, but it's not as secure as you wanted it to be. Because the scarf is tight enough, it could rest pretty well. But the thing I didn't like is this extension. It does have this awkward look to it, so if you have time you can just amend that by just folding it just like so, so you won't have that real awkward feeling. and then just put back the head. And we have here hijack form. And the visors are really nice because they are really compoundized. It reminds you of new Den-O, but it is in clear plastic. It doesn't have like those bug eyes inside. It's just plain black. Now to transform this to skull form, just take out first the head, and the scarf just falls off, and then remove the hand. I mean the arm. The arm works like when you take out the hand. So be careful because this one is really thin. I heard a lot of stories that this one breaks into two. And then let's get the arm here. Just pop it in place. You have the hands in place, and then let's insert this one in. And then let's put this one aside, and then let's get the head. Take the visor off first. That's easy, and the front part of the head just takes out or pulls, just falls off. And then take the extension here out, and then insert this one to form the complete look for the skull form, and then insert back the visor. And that's a complete look for the head, and then just pop everything back. So it looks like the complete form for skull form for Kamen Rider Yuuki. Now let's use the Den-gashers. Just plug it here. I won't complete with the Den-gasher pieces because I'm letting him hold the swords. So we have here, let's do Mac. Let's have him the Ghost Imagine sword here. Blades on the other side, and the Savage Gasher on the other. Now this is badass. So it's a pricey figure because it is one of the exclusives and one of the rarest figures to date in the SH Figuarts line. So do visit Mandarake if you have the chance, because they're still selling this figure for 4,000 yen. It's not that bad, unlike what I heard from today that it's selling like 12,000 yen, which is even crazier than or thrice the price of what he actually is. But I don't blame them. It's really a rare figure to find. There are a few left in Mandarake, so I'm giving you a heads up where to get your figures. Google the name Mandarake and it will lead you to the right place. Other than that, this is a nice figure, although there are some of hindrances in terms of hip articulation, but that's it. It's only the hips that I have a problem with posing, but the rest are really dandy to use. And of course, the articulation for the upper torso is just phenomenal. There you have my review of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Yuuki. So if you want to know the possibilities for this figure, do check out the photos at the end of the video. And do subscribe to my blogspot for the full written review. This is Firestarter. Don't forget to click subscribe and just hit this button over here on top of the page. And see you on my next review. Bye!